Okay, good morning. Time to read some stuff. See where we left off here. Okay, shout to the Lord. This one I know. This accompaniment looks like it's going to be interesting. These kinds of accompaniments are, well, I'll talk about it once I'm done reading. Let me read it once. I'm going to slow down. Oh my god. Key signatures matter, people. Man, the hands are right on top of each other the whole time. Okay, not as bad as I was expecting. Man, the hands were really on top of each other. I don't like that. Yeah, so one of the first things I noticed before I started playing was how these start. It starts with something that's not. It's kind of an establishing downbeat, but it's not the melody because the melody comes in on an offbeat. So you've got my Jesus. So you've got these downbeats. And it's a tricky thing in an accompaniment situation because you want to give those to make sure people know where the downbeat's at, but that sort of assumes everybody knows the song. If it's a tune that people don't know, then it can get messy where they think that you're playing the melody, and so the melody to them is the melody is not that. The melody is so giving people that is important. Let me read it again, and then I'll have some other comments. This tune, which is kind of interfering. It makes you want to play faster than you can actually read the notes because you know how it goes. see. Usually people don't do that sort of anticipation there on the end the way it's written here, which does kind of bring me to the other thing. These rhythms are the kinds of things that I see. People who have a very, very classical background and are good at playing other hymns. And there's lots of hymns that are very just quarter notes, straight quarter notes, occasional eighth note subdivisions. But syncopated rhythms, man, will just absolutely sink so many people. Anything that's kind of poppy, especially with these anticipations or any sort of ties across the bar. It's amazing to me how many of my peers I know who are very good readers. They're very good pianists. And they just cannot get the feel for this stuff, and they cannot read this stuff because they just never run into it. Which is one of those reasons I do recommend for people who are looking to potentially go do work in piano. You need to spend time on contemporarily written stuff because you will run into it a lot in especially choral accompaniments these days. So anyway, let's read through it again. Man, I just keep losing track of where my fingers are. A lot of times anytime there's something more static, I tend to arpeggiate through things just to add a little more motion, especially in tunes like this. It feels weird to not. So I'm going to start on Power and Majesty. Also the time, I keep getting that wrong. I'm going to start at I Sing for Joy. Let's see if I can get the rhythm and the of your hands where I keep messing up. Also, that's weird that, they have the tied whole notes there at the end. That's, I mean, even if you were doing it kind of quickly, nothing compares to the promise I have in you. That's too much. Also, for pop songs like this, at least put a 5 chord there. Promise I have in you. My Jesus. Right? Like, you just need something. And actually, the thing that I think works better is you're playing sort of a lot of times they'll write this as like an 11 chord, a dominant 11 chord in R&B music. It's not technically that. If you look at it, it's not quite that, but it's close enough. The best way to think about it is putting a 4 chord in your right hand and the root of a 5 chord in your left hand. So in this case, we're in the key of A. So the 5 chord is E. So put an E in your left hand, but put the 4 chord, which is a D, in your right hand. gives that really good turnaround. So that's how I would do the ending of this. Nothing compares to the promise I have in you. My Jesus. It's a really good turnaround for these kinds of things. It works on a lot of stuff, but anything contemporary, that turnaround is really good. And the reason is not just because it sounds better, but like when you're playing hymns and you're going to repeat them, and especially if you have this long 2-bar tied whole note thing here at the end, congregations are uncomfortable with that stillness of just hanging on you. They don't know how long it is. They want to start the verse, and since the verse starts on the same chord and you're just hanging on the same chord, they don't know where it starts again. So there are a lot of times, I mean, anytime somebody's giving an introduction to a song, this is how people, non-musicians, can absolutely tell. You know, when you're noodling along. You know exactly where that is. You knew exactly where that downbeat was going to be. Like it's going to fall. Like there's going to be the downbeat of the time, and you're like, oh, this is that chord that's building up to the one chord. You don't have to know what the one chord is to know that. Oh, this wants to resolve to a place. Anyway, I'm going to move on to the next tune.